Hi, my name's Mark Seri. I'm Head of Strategic Advice and a partner and local philosopher at Intralink Wealth Management. While I do have a passion to discuss about things in detail, we're going to just pretty much stick to the facts today. And what we're looking at is a rather benign budget. There's not a lot in there. There's not huge changes to anyone's strategic position, but there might be some things that affect each of us in a different way, and there also seems to be some pushes. They're looking to move more in the direction of some future policy. If you break it down into the different areas, we have tax policy, we have super changes, and really policies relating to older Australians. The first, tax policy is all about what we refer to as bracket creep. Bracket creep refers to where, as over time, your income rises just through to inflation and normal sort of rises like that, people get pushed into higher marginal tax rates, and as a result, their average tax rate is higher, even though it's only really inflation that's caused it. Collects a lot of extra revenue for governments. They love it, so you won't see them indexing these thresholds anytime soon, but every now and again they try and give some of these funds back. We've seen it in this case in a few steps. First of all, from 1 July 2018, there's going to be a new offset. This is in addition to the low income tax offset. This is now the low to middle income tax offset. The maximum benefit to anyone is going to be $530. And it's going to apply most prominently between the 37 and 90,000 tax threshold. We're going to see the 87,000 threshold lifted to 90, which would provide another tax benefit of $135 to people that applies to, and the 37,000 tax bracket increased to 41. These are all pretty small scale tax benefits that have been given back to you, but really they're tax that are benefits that are owed to you because of bracket creep pushing you up. Then if you're really prepared to wait and hope that the government doesn't change and they all stick to their promises, by 1 July 2024, the 37% tax bracket goes, and there'll just be the 32% tax bracket between 41 and 20,000. And this is supposed to be something that reduces bracket creep over time, but also they see this as that is the inspirational, where people are trying to do better and getting further ahead, and they don't want to cut them back with higher and higher taxes and discourage them. The Liberal government are definitely going to try and push this through as one package, and Labor will be saying, why can't we vote on the low income cuts and then vote on the other separately? So that's going to be the way that it's going to be pushed through Parliament. Super, not a lot of changes this year. We've seen 6 members now instead of 4 in a self-managed super fund. That's something that we would have thought could have come in at any time over many years. People have larger families than 2 kids nowadays. But it's not completely coincidental in our view that they've brought it in the year just after Bill Shorten's policy of non-refundable imputation credits, because this would be a good little strategy to get around those proposed rules. There's a bit of ability for people that have not built up their super earlier in life, where they can put another contribution in the year after they finish, the year after they meet the work test. So they don't meet the work test in that year, but they can make a contribution. You have to have less than 300,000 in super, and there's some sensible ability for people that they have to opt in, as in choose insurance rather than automatically get insurance where balances are very small and the members are pretty young. There's been a decent focus on trying to provide more flexibility for, as they'd call, older Australians. That comes through a few forms, a different type of income stream, particularly beneficial for those trying to maximise age pension. They're lifetime income streams. The returns aren't that great, so they're normally not that popular. But if you get extra social security as well, extra age pension income support, you can find that the effective income you're getting is pretty good. So that's certainly one thing that people will be looking at if that comes into law. The pension loan scheme, which is already there, that's going to be extended effectively to all Australians and extended on the amount that you can borrow. So you're effectively borrowing against your house. It's paid back when the house is sold or when it passes through the estate. You can borrow up to an amount of effectively so that your income would be 150% of the age pension. So you're talking about 48,000 in total income. So if you had 30,000 from the age pension, you could borrow about 15,000 a year using that service. That gives you some flexibility. There's certainly going to be some people that come out and say, oh, but then there's a reduction in the value of the house that passes through the estate. But the philosopher in me says we shouldn't really be supporting people so that they can leave more money to their children. The last thing is an increased home care packages. That's going to be, I think, really good. The problem is at the moment they're so far behind in the backlog, but there's no doubt from speaking to people and from even spending some time visiting in some of the aged care places that people really would like to stay in their home as long as they possibly can. And this is all about helping that. This is not a game changer sort of budgets. There's little things here and there. I think after some of the changes we've had, where we weren't really expecting big changes in this budget. So, it's really more of the same. For people looking at social security or needing extra income, especially for older people, there's some things to address. Obviously, all the things that are relevant to your situation, if you're a client of Intralink, will be well and truly covered through your regular meetings with your advisor. But it's always good to get a little bit of a summary of what's going on. Hopefully you've all got some value out of that, and if you have any questions, we're always here to help. Thank you.